Have you ever noticed a peculiar smell when entering an older person's home, or even your own? For many seniors, there's a sensitive issue that doesn't get talked about much, a faint, lingering odor of urine. It's not always strong and doesn't mean someone is unhygienic, but it can subtly cling to clothing, furniture, and skin despite efforts to stay clean. This tends to happen more frequently with older women for some unexpected reasons. In this video, we'll explore 7 common habits or errors that might be causing this odor to stick around longer than it should, and more importantly, how to eliminate it. From hygiene mistakes to fabric choices, every detail plays a role. You might be surprised to find that some attempts to mask the smell actually make it worse. This issue goes beyond just an unpleasant scent. It's about maintaining comfort, dignity, and the confidence to socialize without concern. Whether you're experiencing this yourself or caring for someone who is, understanding the true causes can make a huge difference. So stick with us to the end to discover how to tackle, prevent, and ultimately overcome this problem, helping you feel fresh, proud, and confident every day. Let's dive in. Mistake number 1, wearing soiled pads or underwear for too long. One of the main reasons older adults often struggle with a persistent urine odor isn't due to poor hygiene, but rather because of incorrect timing when it comes to changing pads or underwear. Waiting too long to replace even a slightly damp pad or underwear can quietly cause a lasting smell, even if everything else seems clean. Many women in their 70s and 80s use liners or pads throughout the day for reassurance. However, they might not realize that these products are designed primarily to absorb moisture, not to eliminate odors over long periods. When a pad remains against the skin for hours, moisture doesn't just sit passively, it interacts with the natural bacteria on the skin, which is when the odor starts to develop. Despite good intentions, some women try to stretch the use of one pad for half the day or longer. Others might not immediately detect a leak or may feel too embarrassed to excuse themselves in social settings to change. Once urine dries into the fabric, even if it's absorbent, it starts to emit an ammonia-like smell that becomes increasingly difficult to remove, especially from underwear. Unfortunately, this odor isn't always confined to the fabric. It can transfer to clothing, furniture like chair cushions, and sometimes linger subtly in the air. It's not always obvious, but just enough to make someone feel self-conscious around others. That quiet concern, wondering if anyone can smell it, can grow over time. It's important to remember that this isn't about shame, but about being aware and proactive. Pads and absorbent underwear are valuable aids, but only work effectively when changed regularly. For some, this means changing every 2 to 3 hours, depending on personal needs. Others find it helpful to carry an extra set of undergarments in a discreet pouch when going out. A simple routine can make a huge difference. Changing pads after each meal, before heading out, and once again before bed. This isn't a strict medical rule, but a helpful habit to stay dry, clean, and confident. There's dignity in taking care of yourself and not allowing embarrassment or convenience to control how you feel in your own body. Every time you change your pad or freshen up, you're not only removing a potential source of odor, but also reclaiming comfort and control that no one else can give you. Mistake number 2, not drinking enough water throughout the day. It might seem logical that drinking less water would reduce the chances of leaks or accidents, but actually, the opposite tends to be true. When older adults don't consume enough fluids, their urine becomes darker, more concentrated, and stronger smelling. Even the smallest leak can then cause an odor that lingers much longer than it should. Many women begin to cut back on drinking fluids because they fear not making it to the bathroom in time, especially when they're out shopping or visiting friends. Sometimes, after an embarrassing incident, they decide it's safer to limit how much they drink. However, when the body isn't properly hydrated, the kidneys cannot efficiently filter out waste. This leads to more toxins accumulating in the urine, resulting in a much sharper, more unpleasant smell. Think of it this way. If your urine is light yellow and mild in scent, even a minor leak will be less noticeable. But when urine is dark, thick, and pungent, the smell clings to clothes, bedding, and even skin. And it doesn't take much. just one small leak of concentrated urine can leave a lasting mark. Health professionals often emphasize that hydration is one of the most overlooked factors in maintaining overall health, including controlling odors. Drinking water consistently throughout the day, rather than gulping large amounts all at once, helps your body flush out waste smoothly without leaving behind strong odors. A simple tip is to keep a small glass of water nearby, even when sitting down to relax, read, or watch TV. This visual cue can encourage you to sip regularly. Herbal teas, clear broths, and water-rich foods like cucumbers and melons are also excellent alternatives if plain water feels boring. If you're worried that drinking more will increase bathroom trips or leaks, here's some good news. When your body is well hydrated, your bladder functions better. Hydrated urine is less irritating to the bladder lining, making it easier to control urges and often reducing sudden restroom visits rather than increasing them. So before blaming age or medications for that subtle urine odor you've noticed, take a closer look at your water intake. You might discover that one of the simplest and most effective ways to feel fresher starts with just a few sips throughout the day. If you found this tip helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss future videos. Your support allows us to keep creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Now let's keep going. Mistake number 3, wearing non-breathable synthetic clothing. Sometimes the unpleasant odor you notice isn't just coming from your body. It could actually be from the clothes you wear. For many older women, the fabrics that seem convenient or budget-friendly are often the ones that trap moisture, making urine odors worse over time. Synthetic materials such as polyester, nylon, and spandex have become very common in everyday clothing, especially in underwear, stretch pants, and loungewear. While these fabrics might feel soft and stretchy, they don't allow your skin to breathe. This lack of breathability means any moisture, whether from sweat, light leakage, or even just humidity, gets trapped between your skin and the fabric. When moisture is trapped, bacteria can grow more easily, and bacteria is what causes odor. Wearing clothing made from synthetic materials essentially creates an environment where odors build up and stay close to your body. Even if you've taken care to bathe regularly, change pads frequently, and use the right products, synthetic fabrics can undo your efforts by locking moisture and smell in. On the other hand, natural fibers like cotton, linen, and bamboo allow your skin to breathe better. These materials help moisture evaporate and are far less likely to retain unpleasant scents. Simply switching to cotton underwear or sleeping in a cotton nightgown can significantly improve how you feel day to day. It's also worth thinking about how often you wear the same base layers. Even if your pants or tops appear clean, synthetic fabrics worn all day can hold on to odors more than you realize. Washing these items may not always be enough. Sometimes they need to be replaced rather than reused. This isn't about throwing away your entire wardrobe, but being thoughtful about your fabric choices. Opt for cotton in clothing that touches intimate areas. Consider replacing synthetic bedding or chair cushions when possible, and keep breathable clothing options handy for long periods of sitting. Over time, you'll notice a real difference, not just in how you smell, but in how fresh and comfortable you feel at the end of each day. Though our bodies change with age, so can the decisions we make for ourselves. Even something as subtle as the fabric against your skin can be the reason you feel clean and confident, or the reason you don't. Mistake number 4, overlooking small leaks during movement or physical activity. One common but often overlooked mistake, especially among older women, is dismissing the tiny leaks that occur during everyday activities. Whether it's a light leak when you laugh, cough, bend over, or reach for something, these small releases may not seem significant at the moment. However, over time, these minor leaks can accumulate and cause a persistent odor that's difficult to identify and even harder to eliminate. The reality is that these small leaks are very common. Many women experience what's known as stress incontinence as they age. This condition happens when the muscles supporting the bladder weaken and can no longer hold urine tightly under pressure or during physical activity. So if you've ever noticed a few drops escaping during a sneeze or while walking briskly, You're far from alone, and it's certainly not your fault. The problem begins when, because these leaks don't feel like full accidents, many people don't change their underwear or pads afterward. They might simply dab the area with a tissue or try to ignore it, especially if they're busy. But even just a small amount of urine left behind is enough to start causing an odor. This is particularly true if these tiny leaks happen multiple times throughout the day. While the moisture might dry quickly, the proteins and compounds in the urine remain. As these substances break down, they release odors. The warmth of the body accelerates this process, especially when clothing is tight, made from synthetic fabrics, or hasn't been changed. What may feel like a minor issue at noon can easily develop into a noticeable smell by the evening. The key here is not to feel embarrassed, but to stay prepared. Carrying extra liners or an additional pair of underwear in a discreet pouch, or keeping a change of clothes in your car, isn't overkill. It's a smart, practical way to manage your health. It shows that you're proactive and in tune with your body's needs. Some women also find pelvic floor exercises helpful in improving bladder control over time. These exercises involve gently tightening and releasing muscles that support the bladder and can be done quietly, anytime and anywhere. While they won't provide an instant fix, consistent practice can reduce how often leaks occur and strengthen your control. Most importantly, recognizing and addressing these small leaks is crucial. They may be minor, but they are still leaks, and giving them proper attention isn't a sign of weakness. It's an act of respect for your body, the years it has carried you, and a commitment to living a full, confident life moving forward. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't already, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss future videos. Your support allows us to keep creating valuable content that informs and inspires you. Mistake number 5, neglecting daily gentle cleaning of intimate areas. Many people assume that if they bathe regularly, their hygiene needs are fully met. However, as we age, how we clean becomes just as important as how often. For many older women, the most delicate areas, where light urine leakage often occurs, aren't always receiving the careful, targeted cleaning they truly need. Aging skin becomes thinner, more sensitive, and more prone to dryness and irritation. Because of this, many older adults understandably shy away from using too much soap or scrubbing too hard. But over time, especially in the presence of regular light leakage, that hesitation can allow buildup to form. Even small amounts of dried urine can leave behind urea and ammonia compounds. These residues tend to settle into the natural folds of the skin and surrounding tissue, creating a faint but persistent odor that can be difficult to eliminate. The impact of this odor goes beyond what others might detect. It's about what you notice. It can make you feel self-conscious in quiet moments, hesitant to get too close to others, and uncomfortable in your own skin, even when everything else feels clean. The solution lies in a gentle, consistent routine. There's no need for harsh soaps, perfumes, or antiseptics, which can actually make irritation worse. Instead, use warm water and a soft cloth, or simply your clean hand, and focus on gently cleansing the areas where pads, liners, or underwear come into contact. Once a day is typically enough, ideally in the evening, so the day's residue can be washed away before bedtime. Some women also find comfort and relief in using a warm sitz bath or sitting briefly in a shallow tub of warm water with a pinch of baking soda. This can soothe sensitive skin, help neutralize odors, and leave you feeling refreshed without needing any strong cleansers. Equally important is thorough drying. After washing, use a clean, soft towel to gently pat the area dry. Even clean moisture, if left behind, can create an ideal environment for odor-causing bacteria to grow. A few extra moments of care can result in hours of added comfort and confidence. This isn't about adopting a complex hygiene routine. It's about recognizing that your body, especially the parts that quietly endure so much throughout the day, still deserves attention and kindness. A simple daily habit of gentle, mindful cleaning can go a long way toward reducing unwanted odors. But more importantly, it serves as a reminder that you are still worthy of comfort, confidence, and feeling fully at ease in your own body, no matter your age. Mistake number 6, using strong perfumes or sprays to mask odor. When a faint urine odor is first noticed, the natural response for many is to try to hide it. You might grab a heavily scented body spray, sprinkle on some perfume powder, or even use air fresheners around your living space. At first, these quick fixes can seem effective. They offer a momentary sense of freshness, but the truth is, masking the smell doesn't solve the real issue. In many cases, it can actually make things worse. Most commercial perfumes and sprays aren't designed to eliminate odors. They simply cover them with strong floral or chemical scents. When these fragrances combine with the natural compounds in urine, such as ammonia, the result is often an unpleasant mix. Instead of feeling cleaner, the smell can become more sour or off, lingering in the air or on your clothing in a way that draws even more attention. It's similar to spraying perfume on dirty laundry. The original odor isn't gone, it's just hidden under another layer, creating a scent that's neither fresh nor pleasant. For older adults, there's an added concern. Many of these products can irritate sensitive skin, trigger allergies, or cause coughing or respiratory discomfort, especially in confined indoor spaces. Beyond the physical effects, relying on strong scents can also send an unintended message that the issue isn't worth properly addressing, only covering up. But your body deserves more than that. It deserves real care and attention, not a temporary disguise. Fortunately, there are gentler, more effective ways to manage and reduce odor without overwhelming the senses. Unscented wipes made for sensitive skin, warm water rinses with a soft cloth, or a baking soda soak in a shallow bath can neutralize odor safely. Changing into fresh cotton underwear or clothing midday can also make a noticeable difference without needing any sprays or perfumes. If odors linger in the home, on cushions, bedding, or upholstered chairs, natural remedies like white vinegar sprays, baking soda, or simply letting fresh air circulate can help refresh the space without leaving behind strong artificial scents. Many older women have found that stepping away from masking products gives them a greater sense of control. When the underlying cause of the odor is addressed, there's nothing left to hide. You leave your home knowing you're clean and cared for, not just covered in fragrance. That peace of mind is far more empowering than any perfume. So the next time you feel the urge to reach for a strong scent to mask what you're worried someone else might notice, pause and consider a different approach. Ask yourself if there's a more thoughtful and respectful way to care for your body in that moment. Chances are, what your body really needs isn't to be hidden, it's to be gently supported and refreshed. If this advice has resonated with you, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're still with us. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss future videos. Your support helps us continue to bring you helpful and uplifting content. Let's continue. Mistake number 7, not regularly washing or replacing linens, clothing, and cushions. Even if you're doing everything else right, changing pads consistently, practicing gentle hygiene, wearing breathable fabrics, there's one hidden source of lingering odor that's often missed: the everyday fabrics that surround you. Your bed sheets, favorite clothes, seat cushions, and underwear can quietly trap scent, even when they look perfectly clean. Urine, especially in small amounts, doesn't always leave behind visible stains. A few drops here or a bit of unnoticed dampness there may dry quickly, making it easy to overlook. But even when it's invisible, it can leave behind scent-causing compounds that build up over time. Once these compounds settle into fabric, removing the smell becomes much harder. One of the most common yet overlooked places for odor buildup is in seat cushions. Many older adults spend significant time sitting at the kitchen table, in a recliner, or by a window. If a small leak occurs while seated, the padding beneath can absorb it. At first, you may not notice anything, but over time, the cushion can develop a subtle smell that lingers in the room, even if your body and clothes are perfectly clean. The same issue applies to bed linens. If you're not washing your sheets at least weekly, or more often if you've had nighttime leaks, the scent doesn't just remain on the surface. It can seep into the mattress itself. And once the mattress absorbs odor, it becomes much harder to clean without deep treatment. Clothing can also be a silent culprit. That favorite pair of lounge pants or house dress you wear nightly may be holding on to more scent than you realize. Absorbent fabrics, especially if worn repeatedly without washing, can trap odor deep in the fibers. But there's no need to worry or throw everything away. The key is to develop simple, gentle habits to manage your environment. Try adding a bit of white vinegar to the rinse cycle when washing sheets or underwear. It helps neutralize odors naturally. Invest in washable or waterproof covers for seat cushions to protect them and make cleaning easier. Consider rotating your loungewear midweek, even if it appears clean, to give fabrics a chance to be refreshed. Some women find it helpful to have a dedicated laundry basket for clothing worn while using incontinence products. These items can then be washed together with extra care and attention. Others use washable pads or liners on chairs and bedding. These can be easily tossed in the laundry with regular loads, helping to prevent buildup in harder-to-clean areas. By taking charge of your surroundings, you gain not just a cleaner space, but also greater peace of mind. You won't find yourself wondering where that faint smell is coming from. You'll know you've already taken steps to prevent it. Most importantly, this practice is about more than hygiene. It's about self-respect and creating an environment where you feel comfortable, confident, and at ease. Keeping your fabrics fresh isn't just a routine. It's a way of showing yourself the care you deserve every single day. Final thoughts. As we wrap up, take a deep breath, not just to feel refreshed, but to remind yourself that you're in control. This conversation wasn't only about addressing odor, it was about reclaiming your comfort, confidence, and sense of dignity through small, thoughtful actions. Which of the 7 habits stood out most to you? Perhaps it was realizing how synthetic fabrics can hold on to odors, or the importance of staying hydrated. Maybe it was noticing that your everyday cushion might need more frequent care. Whatever caught your attention, remember, it's not about feeling ashamed. It's about becoming more aware and treating yourself with compassion. Yes, our bodies change over time, but that doesn't mean we're declining. It simply means we must adjust with care. Now that you understand what might be causing that subtle urine smell that so many older adults experience, you're no longer left wondering or trying to hide it. You're taking proactive steps, and that's where real confidence starts. It's not about being perfect, it's about progress. Every small change, whether it's washing sheets more often, choosing cotton over synthetic undergarments, or sipping more water throughout the day, sends a powerful message to yourself that you still care, that you still deserve to feel clean, respected, and at ease. These everyday decisions might seem minor, but they can transform how you feel, not just physically, but emotionally. When you feel fresh and cared for, you carry yourself differently, with pride, comfort, and quiet strength. Thank you for spending time with us today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below with one takeaway and how you'll apply it in your life. Your feedback truly encourages us. If you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. Your support helps us keep creating meaningful and helpful content. We appreciate you watching and look forward to having you with us again in the next video.